Hey everyone! In a world where every step of the royal family is closely examined, few individuals have sparked as much attention and debate as Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Together, they've built an empire shrouded in mystery, controversy, and a string of puzzling decisions. They seem to thrive on leaving the world guessing. But when it comes to their children, the speculation only grows. Are these royal heirs truly as presented? Or are they simply another layer of the carefully crafted image that defines the Sussex brand? How much of their public persona is rooted in reality? And how much is a calculated performance designed to influence public perception? Let's begin with the infamous photograph of Meghan Markle that caused a global stir. In the picture, she was dressed in full maternity wear, but the attention quickly shifted to what many described as a moon bump that appeared to slip so low it could have doubled as a fashionable knee pad. Did Meghan assume the public wouldn't notice? Perhaps she believed the audience was too distracted by the endless stream of shocking revelations and headline-grabbing antics to stop and question what they were seeing. Yet, for many, something about the situation felt off. This didn't seem like a typical celebrity pregnancy. Instead, it appeared to be an exaggerated effort to push the narrative of motherhood onto a couple that some believe excels more at projecting charm than genuine parenting. And this was just the beginning. Kensington Palace added a surprising twist by releasing an awkwardly timed statement confirming that Harry and Meghan had used a surrogate to carry their children. This revelation raised a wave of questions. Why all the secrecy? Why the insistence on portraying the children as traditional royal heirs if they weren't born under conventional circumstances? Although the palace issued an apology for any confusion, their explanation did little to clear the air. If anything, it only highlighted how this increasingly tangled narrative failed to make sense. But then again, when your entire public image thrives on mystery, why not add intrigue to the story of your children's birth? The story only grew more puzzling with the release of family photos, those perfectly staged images designed to portray the blissful life of a modern royal family. However, sharp-eyed observers began noticing subtle details suggesting these photos might have been digitally altered. Was this done to craft the illusion of Meghan and Harry as effortlessly devoted parents? Or was it an attempt to divert attention from the more complex and untold truths about their parenting and children? Then came the peculiar and improbable story of Queen Elizabeth II playing with Harry and Meghan's children during the Jubilee celebrations. For anyone who recalls the Queen's fragile health at the time, the idea of her engaging in playful activities with young children, especially on the floor, seems far-fetched. This wasn't the reality we knew of the Queen during her final years. Instead, it felt like a scene borrowed from a romanticized fiction, where the truth was conveniently sidelined to fit a more appealing narrative. Did Meghan and Harry really think no one would spot the inconsistencies in this story? The idea of the Queen, who struggled with mobility issues, crawling around with her great-grandchildren, is almost comical. It's hard to believe anyone would accept such a claim without question. Yet, despite the obvious contradictions and the suspicious lack of transparency, much of the media has turned a blind eye. The Sussex's narrative is taken at face value, and, for reasons unclear, the public continues to buy into it. Is it fear? Or could it be that certain media outlets have been promised exclusive access or interviews in exchange for their silence on these matters? One thing remains clear. The children, despite all the swirling rumors, still hold their place in the line of succession. And that, perhaps, is the most perplexing part of this entire saga. Meghan's favorite saying, "It takes a village to raise a child," has become the subject of ridicule for many. If anything, it seems her version of a village excludes anyone who might genuinely contribute to the task. Where are the grandparents? Where is the extended family that could serve as a grounding presence in their lives? Look at Catherine and William, the future king and queen, who proudly ensure their children grow up surrounded by a wide network of relatives, reinforcing the importance of family bonds and royal tradition. In stark contrast, Harry and Meghan seem more isolated than ever, distancing themselves from the family structure that has been the backbone of the monarchy for generations. Their children are being raised in a secluded bubble, far removed from the influence and watchful presence of extended family members. So, where is the village that was meant to help raise these children? Does this leave us with more questions, more doubts, and a glaring lack of solid answers? Absolutely. And then, there's the issue of media coverage. The Sussexes have played their hand carefully, using their children as pawns in a media strategy that both boosts their image and shields them from scrutiny. When was the last time the press genuinely questioned the legitimacy of their children's titles? Instead of demanding transparency, the media is preoccupied with stories about Meghan's ability to juggle motherhood and public life, as if that's a meaningful question for someone whose every action seems meticulously crafted for maximum media attention. Compare this to William and Catherine, whose parenting choices are scrutinized endlessly, and the double standard becomes glaringly obvious. Harry and Meghan, by simply maintaining an air of mystery, manage to escape the level of scrutiny that other royals endure. But then again, why would they clarify anything? Harry and Meghan know exactly what they're doing. They're playing the long game, keeping the public hooked, dangling just enough intrigue to ensure they remain in the spotlight. They keep us on the edge of our seats, feeding just enough drama to keep the world hooked. The lack of transparency isn't a coincidence. It's part of the act, a deliberate strategy to stay relevant in a world where their royal titles alone can no longer sustain them. While the public may have questions about the legitimacy of their children, Harry and Meghan seem more focused on crafting an image of flawless, untouchable perfection. So the real question is, will we ever get the truth? Or will the Sussexes continue offering crumbs of carefully constructed narratives, shrouded in just enough mystery to keep us guessing? Perhaps we'll never know for sure. After all, in Harry and Meghan's world, the truth appears to be nothing more than a commodity, something to be traded, adjusted, or manipulated for maximum impact. As the intrigue surrounding Meghan Markle and Prince Harry deepens, their attempts to control the narrative only seem to expose more cracks in their carefully built facade. Consider the growing chorus of voices online, each adding to the doubts and questions. The more they try to steer the story, the harder it becomes to ignore the inconsistencies. The speculation only grows, with some more convinced than ever that Archie, the eldest of the Sussex children, isn't the child Harry and Meghan have portrayed him to be. Instead of being a symbol of their love and royal legacy, some have suggested that Archie may be a convenient invention, a carefully crafted part of the Sussex media empire. At first, these theories seemed far-fetched, the kind of online conspiracy too bizarre to take seriously. But over time, more voices joined the chorus, claiming that Meghan had used a surrogate to carry her child. Some, with unsettling confidence, have even suggested that Archie isn't biologically Meghan's son. One particularly strange theory has gained traction, alleging that Archie could be a child borrowed from another mother. As absurd as it sounds, people point to a deep rabbit hole of digital evidence to support their claims. But why would anyone believe such a theory? In the endless landscape of the internet, speculation never runs dry, and neither does the appetite for intrigue. The internet never fails to deliver when it comes to uncovering strange details. From blurry photos of Meghan's pregnancy to odd inconsistencies in the timeline, The cracks in the story keep multiplying. Meghan, who's never been shy about her flair for crafting a compelling narrative, seems to thrive on pushing the boundaries of reality for her benefit. And why not? The more outrageous the story, the more attention it draws. And attention, it seems, is Meghan's most valuable currency. Adding to the bizarre nature of it all, multiple people online have come forward, claiming to be Archie's real mother. It's almost like a strange game of find the real mom. Social media sleuths have gone so far as to dig through hospital records, match birth announcements, and analyze images in an attempt to uncover Archie's supposed real origins. One can almost picture the Sussexes watching it all unfold, their whiny, calculated silence adding even more fuel to the fire. But stepping back, the absurdity of this situation becomes glaringly clear. The very notion of the public actively hunting for Archie's real mother is like a scene from a surreal comedy, further highlighting just how far speculation has gone. The mystery of Meghan's child's true mother feels like the plot of a bad soap opera. Yet here we are, living in a world where Meghan's every move is closely watched, analyzed, and questioned. The public's curiosity isn't just about what Harry and Meghan are doing, it's about uncovering the cracks in their carefully crafted narrative. Are they playing a game? Is it all about creating a storyline so grand that it overshadows any doubts about their true motivations? One can't help but wonder if Meghan's embrace of the media circus is completely intentional. After all, the media thrives on mystery, and Meghan has expertly adopted the role of the woman with all the answers, except she never quite delivers them. But why does it matter if Archie isn't truly their child? In a way, it only adds to the drama of their royal journey. Meghan seems to relish in letting the world speculate, allowing the public to fill in the gaps with their wildest theories. If the Sussexes are good at anything, it's keeping the world guessing. One thing Harry and Meghan excel at is ensuring they remain the center of attention, no matter how outlandish their narrative becomes. And then there's the oddity of the photos that occasionally surface. Far from spontaneous snapshots of a joyful family, these images often look like they were plucked straight from a well-rehearsed public relations campaign. Soft lighting, perfectly staged moments. It's almost as if someone is directing the family to look more like a porcelain doll collection than a real-life family. Some even suggest that these photos aren't just staged, but heavily edited. With digital manipulation, every pixel is carefully adjusted to hide any trace of doubt about the children's true origins. Maybe, just maybe, a little digital magic is all it takes to keep the perfect royal family image intact, regardless of public speculation. Despite all the murky waters surrounding Archie and his younger siblings' birth, Meghan remains firm in her claim as their mother, steadfastly refusing to address any of the lingering questions or doubts. It's not just the silence that raises eyebrows, it's the sheer audacity of it. Meghan says so little, yet the world continues to speculate, gossip, and, frankly, do her dirty work for her. This speaks to her masterful manipulation of the media. She knows exactly how to play the game. Keep the conversation going, keep them guessing, and, above all, keep them coming back for more. But as theories about Archie's legitimacy continue to swirl, one question lingers. Why has there been so little accountability for the Sussexes' actions? If this were any other family, surely the media would be demanding answers, calling for transparency. Yet somehow, Harry and Meghan remain untouchable. It's a double standard that still hasn't been fully explained. They're not just flying under the radar, they're thriving in the chaos. With Meghan so determined to maintain this veil of mystery around her children, the public has no choice but to keep searching for clues. What's truly remarkable, however, is how this carefully cultivated enigma only adds to their public allure. Meghan has turned the very act of mystery into her personal brand. She knows that leaving the truth in the shadows only fuels the fire, and she plays this game as if the entire world were her stage. Meghan Markle has transformed royal secrecy into an art form, carefully crafting her family's narrative to keep everyone guessing. The result? A never-ending cycle of speculation, where the public plays a key role in upholding her illusion of perfection. The question remains, is there any truth behind these wild claims? Will Meghan and Harry ever reveal the real story of their children's origins, or will they keep teasing the public with just enough information to maintain our fascination? One thing is certain, the mystery will only deepen, and the spectacle will go on. The Meghan Markle saga has taken yet another turn, leaving many to shake their heads at the audacity of it all. But let's not ignore the most glaring truth about Meghan: her ability to reinvent herself at every turn. Meghan has expertly shifted roles, from Duchess to victim, activist, and now Mother of the Year, though somehow still surrounded by a cloud of mystery about her actual motherhood. She has pulled off one of the most calculated PR stunts in recent royal history, keeping the public hooked, popcorn in hand, as this so-called modern woman has staged, manipulated, and milked every possible scenario to keep herself in the spotlight. Yet, in the eyes of the British public, the illusion is starting to fade. Meghan Markle will never be fully trusted again. The way she has tried to play the holier-than-thou motherhood card is almost laughable. It's as though she believed that by showcasing a perfect, well-rehearsed image of her family, complete with posed, heavily edited photos, she could create a picture-perfect royal narrative. But instead of the heartwarming stories we expect, all she's generated is a mountain of skepticism. Let's face it, who's going to buy the tale of Meghan Markle and her flawless children when the world knows that so much of it is carefully crafted, manipulated, and far from the truth? Her carefully planned public appearances, her silence when asked tough questions, and the lavish lifestyle she leads all send one clear message. This isn't the life of a humble, hard-working mother. It's the life of someone who knows how to create and sell a dream. To the outside world, it may seem like a glamorous fantasy, but behind the scenes, we all know the cracks are there, hidden away. And speaking of those cracks, why hasn't the press asked the important questions? Meghan Markle is a person who should be under close scrutiny, yet the media continues to give her a pass. Why? Because it fits the story they want to tell. The idea that Meghan can be the perfect mother while keeping her children hidden behind blurred images and avoiding public exposure is far-fetched. While the world questions whether Archie is truly hers, the media is content to let Meghan stay. A mystery, with her secrets locked tight. Watching a magician perform a trick is fascinating, even when you know it's all sleight of hand. The audience doesn't mind. They're captivated by the show. But for Meghan, the magic is fading, and the curtain is slowly being drawn back. Perhaps the most revealing part of this unraveling is how she handles her royal background. A life she supposedly never wanted, yet can't seem to let go of. Her open disregard for her family, frequent reversals on causes she once championed, and ongoing attempts to position herself as a revolutionary figure have left her as a subject of ridicule among those who see past the facade. The British public, who once embraced her as the Duchess of Sussex, now view her as an opportunist, leveraging her royal connections to promote a shallow brand of virtue. Meghan Markle's efforts to present herself as a champion for change feel like little more than a distraction. Behind the curtain lies an empire built on self-promotion and the allure of celebrity culture. The UK is unlikely to trust someone who so openly uses a royal title to advance personal ambitions while pretending to care about causes that seem to be nothing more than stepping stones. Adding to the skepticism are the ongoing rumors surrounding her children, Archie and Lilibet. Instead of silencing the speculation, these controversies, like the moon bump rumors and claims of surrogate births, have only added fuel to the fire. The narrative Meghan and Harry have created feels more like a poorly executed performance than a genuine story. The public isn't naive. We see through the smoke and mirrors. Meghan may believe that remaining silent adds an air of mystery, but it only makes the questions louder. If there's nothing to hide, why avoid transparency? Why dodge answers about the very children she claims are central to her identity as a mother? Meghan Markle continues to do what she does best: controlling the narrative. But in doing so, it becomes increasingly clear that the truth matters less to her than maintaining her image. Meghan's connection to the royal family has always been fragile. From the beginning, her relationship with the British public was strained. She entered the scene as if stepping into a fairy tale, portraying the image of a perfect princess. But almost as quickly as she arrived, she clashed with nearly everyone. She presented the vision of a happy, harmonious family. But that illusion began to crumble under the weight of her constant need for attention, no matter the cost. Now, with each new revelation and every theory about the true origins of her children, that carefully crafted image continues to fall apart. The public has clearly had enough. The facade has slipped, and there's no turning back. The British royal family has always been a symbol of tradition, stability, and duty, qualities that Meghan Markle has undermined with her relentless pursuit of fame, power, and wealth. As the cracks in her narrative grow deeper and the secrets surrounding her life unravel, one thing has become increasingly evident. Meghan Markle has likely lost the trust of the British people for good. Instead of embracing a role she never truly seemed to understand, she used it as a stepping stone for fleeting fame. Her actions have left a lasting impression, not one of dignity or grace, but as a symbol of modern-day opportunism. In a nation proud of its royal traditions, her name will not be remembered alongside those of honor and respect. Meghan Markle was never the people's princess she might have aspired to be, and in the court of public opinion, her legacy is one of squandered potential. The British public will not forget, and there you have it. Meghan Markle's carefully crafted image is crumbling under the weight of her own contradictions, from questionable claims about her children to her relentless pursuit of fame. It's clear she will never be fully embraced as one of their own. As the mysteries around her deepen, so does the public's skepticism about her every move. Do you think Meghan's carefully constructed image can endure? Or is it only a matter of time before the truth comes to light? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take on her latest actions. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more royal updates. And hit that bell icon so you never miss a juicy scoop. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.